Okay. Good morning and welcome to Mo Knows, featuring me, Monica Mo Justice. All right, here we are. Okay. Good morning and welcome to Mo Knows. Okay. Sound check. My mic sounds nice, so we're good. All right. I'm looking to shovel. Today could be a hair day. Yeah, it could be, but it probably won't be. Oh, I got so many things to do. I got so many things to do. Oh. Anyhow, let's get into today's talking. Two thoughts. I'm not sure if I have two thoughts on this. Um, I'm not sure if I have two thoughts, but I do know one thing that I would like to do is da-da-da-da. All right, I gotta figure these things out. They're okay, but I want to figure them out. Oh, because we have decided that okay, beautiful. Okay, because I just be like, I need a little bit of colorism on my lips. Okay, so here we go. Today begins the trial of the Taser cop. That's what I'm calling her. Um, you know how they had Annie Oakley? I'm gonna find something else to dub her, but for right now, she's the Taser cop. Um, and I want to look at the charges that are against her. Um, so September 2021, the state added first degree manslaughter. Um, read the criminal complaint. That's what I'm looking for. Oh, but you know what? Oh, shouldn't I be able to go to the New York Times now that I purchased it? Because I should be able to get the whole damn paper now. Oh, I kind of like this. I wonder how this will look on my tablet. Hmm. I'm looking to see police killings of blacks. They're uh gosh. That was back in 1980. Wonder why that came up. All right. I'll just have to go back the way I was doing it. Oh, because her name is Potter. Oh, that's her name. Hold on. Let's go back to where we are. That's what Potter. Let's see. Officer who fatally shot. So that's April. The officer who fatally shot just resigned, as did the chief of police. In a letter sent to the city officials, that's all they got on the thing right now. That's interesting, New York Times. All right, hold up. I just wanted the Kim Potter charges PDF. I'm just looking for the charges. It might be in here. Hang on, let me get it. Oh yeah, this is it. So let me download it. You know this damn thing? I'm not paying for nothing else on the internet. Okay, let's see. If another freaking pop up. Okay. All I wanted to see was this one thing right here. Okay. So here we go. I guess I'll share my screen with y'all. Come back over here. Screen share. Let me see what screens are up there. Let me pull this one out separate. You know, you always gotta be running around here concerned with what you showing. Hold up. All right, here we go. All by itself. Let's share. Okay, here we are. So count one is manslaughter in the second degree. Culpable negligence creating unreasonable risk. It's a felony. See how everything is spelled out right here? You know that there's 10 years that a person could serve if they found guilty of this. And here's the allegation or the charge that on or about April 11th, 2021. So think about, we're doing speedy trial right now. We're in November 2021. Having been through a pandemic and everything, they were able to try her, some 4/11. So what is that? 6 months later, 7 months later. In Brooklyn Center, Hennepin County, Minnesota, Kimberly Ann Porter caused the death of Dante Wright by her culpable negligence, whereby Kimberly Porter created an unreasonable risk and consciously took a chance of causing death or great bodily harm to Dante Wright. Consciously. So that's the first count. Statement of probable cause. The complainant states that the following facts establish probable cause. So this is telling you jurisdiction or the person's status, introducing you to the person trying the case. So on April 11th at approximately 1:53 p.m., boom, 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 police officer Anthony somebody and his field training officer, Kimberly Ann Porter, they stick her date of birth. Oh, wow. Defendant herein conducted a traffic stop on a white Buick at 63rd. So they tell you where it was at. And the defendant, Officer So who's that? Luck, Luck. All right, Officer Lucky and the defendant were each equipped with a department issued body worn camera. Officer Lucky identified the driver as Dante Wright, victim herein. Officer Lucky, and it's going to be interesting. We'll see if in Minnesota court, if they look at the deceased person as a victim. Officer Lukey conducted a record check of the victim and discovered that he had a warrant for his arrest for a gross misdemeanor weapons charge. So this right here is interesting information that I have not heard in the media before just that moment. So he had a warrant for a misdemeanor weapons charge. The whole time we've been hearing, at least I've been hearing this story, maybe you've heard something different than I've heard, that this guy got pulled over and his car had whatever faulty plates or expired tags, and he was pulled over for expired tags. And they were arresting him for a warrant. So I thought this was on the expired tags. Have no idea that the warrant was for a weapons charge. According to the time-stamped BWC footage at 2:01:31, Officer Lukey and the defendant both approached the driver's side of the vehicle, asked the victim to exit his vehicle and place his hands behind his back. The victim exited the car and initially followed commands. Officer Lukey told the victim that he was being arrested for his outstanding warrant. At that time, Officer Lukey and the victim were positioned just outside of the driver's side door of the vehicle, which remained open during their encounter. And defendant was positioned behind and to the right of Officer Lukey. At 2:01:49, the victim pulled away from the officers and got back into the driver's seat of the vehicle. Officer Lukey attempted to maintain physical control of the victim. At 2:01:55, the defendant verbalized that she would tase the victim. The defendant presented her department issue Glock 9mm handgun in her right hand and pointed it at the victim, verbalizing again that she would tase him at 2:01:58. At 2:02 on the dot, the defendant again verbalized taser, 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 and then pulled the trigger of her handgun at 2:02:01, firing one round into the left side of the victim. The victim then stated, he shot me, and the vehicle sped away for a short distance before crashing into another vehicle and coming to a stop. The victim was pronounced dead at the scene after medical intervention was unsuccessful. After discharging her handgun, the body-worn video reports the defendant exclaimed, "Shit, I just shot him." SSA McGinnis later collected and reviewed the layout of the defendant's duty belt. SSA McGinnis observed that the defendant's handgun is holstered on the right side of the belt and her taser is holstered on the left side of her belt. Both grip handles of the defendant's taser and handgun face the defendant's rear, and the taser is yellow with a black grip. SSA McGinnis noted the defendant's taser is set in a straight down position, meaning the defendant would have to use her left hand to draw the taser out of its holster. On April 12th, 2021, SSA McGinnis met with Hennepin County Medical Examiner Dr. whoever Jackson, determined the victim's cause of death to be gunshot wound, Monica, and the manner of death was homicide. So we talked about when they just used the word homicide. All right, the complainant requests the defendant subject to bail on conditions released, in the conditions of release, or conditions of release B, arrest or other lawful steps be taken to obtain defendant's appearance in court, or detained if already in custody pending further procedures, and that said defendant otherwise be dealt with according to law. So this charge again is $609. Oh, I gotta sneeze. I wonder why I'm coming down here. Something got me sneezing down here. All right. 609-205, section 1. All right. And that's in the second degree. So let me stop sharing. That's what we're looking at today. This is what we're dealing with today. That's what we're dealing with today. Those are the charges against her. Now, I think I read another article that said it was upgraded. This is April 15th. So September 2nd, it says ex-officer faces more serious charge. And what's the more serious charge? Get out of here. Filed a more serious charge Thursday against the former Minneapolis police officer who fatally shot Dante during a traffic stop, but is not the murder charge that activists were seeking. Former Brooklyn Center officer is now charged with first-degree manslaughter. So this is going to be first-degree manslaughter. Where's my book? Hold on, because I don't have to write this twice. And Lord knows I don't want to read this twice. Find myself a new page. Travis. I'm gonna leave that like that. Reasonable person. I'm gonna leave that like that. I'm gonna come back over here. Find myself. I don't want to write with a purple pen. I said I didn't want to write with a purple pen, and then I go write with a purple pen. This got purple ink in it. I wonder why I don't have my pen down here. I'm gonna have to get some more of my favorite pens. All right. So now they're charging her with first-degree manslaughter. And the other charge, I believe we said, was second-degree manslaughter. and that's going to be 609.205, section 1. All right. And this took place on April, I think I read 11, 2021. All right. Dante Wright, he had a warrant on a weapons charge. Vehicle stop for expired plates, expired tags. All right. Officer, uh, shot I don't know why they just didn't call it what it was. She shot the victim with a handgun while yelling, "Taser, taser, taser." All right, that's all. I just wanted to have that down. So I'm gonna do one more thing. I just want to go to the 609-205 point 2051 Minneapolis. All right, I want to go straight to the law. I don't want to do all of these people's. Okay. Now they got a guilty verdict on Chauvin. They still have to do the cases of the other officers that was with Chauvin. So this one right here, 80. I just want to find. Oh, that's manslaughter 601. And I'm going to go to. Oh, here it is. I think that's it because it got a .gov. Yeah, that's it. Okay, so here we go. Let me share this screen with y'all. Hey, Karen. Hey, Clarendon. I said Clarendon, but you know that's LMNOP for me over here. Okay, let me come over here. I'm trying to get the other screen and share it. Do 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 do. What are we sharing? We are sharing that. Okay. So here is the manslaughter in the second degree. A person who causes the death of another by any of the following means is guilty of manslaughter in the second degree and may be sentenced to imprisonment for no more than 10 years. So it's 10 years or a payment or a fine of not more and $20,000 or both. A person's culpable negligence, whereby the person creates an unreasonable risk and consciously takes chances of causing death or great bodily harm to another. Okay, so that's manslaughter. Listen, they got manslaughter for killing an animal by shooting another with a firearm or other dangerous weapon as a result of negligently believing the other to be a deer or other animal. These guys are interesting. But let's just go for manslaughter in the first degree. Whoever does any of the following is guilty of manslaughter in the first degree and may be in prison for up to 15 years. So manslaughter in the second degree, it gives this sentence. And the other one is first degree manslaughter is 15 years, 15 years, and a fine of 30,000. Does it say or both? Or both. All right. And intentionally causes the death of another person in the heat of passion. All right. They couldn't have charged her with that. Violates section 609.224 and causes the death of another or causes the death of another in committing or attempting to commit a misdemeanor. Intentionally causes. So we need to go back and find out what the actual new one, what was the actual new charge. So I gotta go back to that article. Damn it. I gotta go back to that article. All right. All right. Which one did she face? Which is more serious? I'm skimming here. First degree manslaughter, in addition to the prior charge of second degree manslaughter. Yeah, these people are no help. No help whatsoever. First degree manslaughter carries a maximum sentence of 15 years, while second degree has a maximum of 10 years. But they don't tell you what's the difference. Took over Porter's prosecution in May. He said he would conduct a thorough review. He concluded an upgraded charge of first degree manslaughter was warranted. A message left. All right, let's go to their website and see what message he left. This was the Attorney General. I saw a press release that he had, but this is an old press release. Minnesota Attorney General Ellison announced Tuesday that he has accepted a request to lead the prosecution. I did not seek this prosecution and do not accept it lightly. I have had and continue to have confidence in both the county, whatever. Prosecutors are ministers of justice, la di di da di 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 boop. All right, let me just type on their website and see if there's any updates here. File a complaint, seal my criminal records, contact us, order topics about our office, news. All right, I gotta do a little more digging. These are not the answers I'm looking for. So I'll search for that when I'm not on here. Cause I got tons of things to do today. Well, you know what? In a few minutes, I guess I'll watch the trial. And now, what ugly ass sneakers are those? Ew. I don't think I'm sharing with y'all anymore. Those are ugly. Okay. All it says a more serious charge, but when I look at the charges, uh, I think she might have got 609.20, either 2 or 3, because it says violates section. I don't know what 609.224, and causes the death of another, or causes the death of another in committing or attempting to commit a misdemeanor. No. Intentionally causes the death of another person because the actor is coerced by threats made by somebody. Proximately causes the death of another without intent to cause death. Oh, this might be it. Let's see what it continues to say. No. Proximately causes the death of another without intent to cause death by directly or indirectly, unlawfully selling, giving away. So no, causes the death of another in committing or attempting to commit a violation, malicious punishment of a child. All right, so 5 is not it. 4 is not it. Coerced by threats made by someone other than the actor's co-conspirator. So 3 is not it. Let's see what section 609 point 22 is. Well, maybe they called her an assault. So they might be going for that. All right, so it must be 2. I think it's going to be 609.20 subsection 2. And it says violate section. Let me just write this down. Violate section 609.224 and causes the death of another, and causes the death of another in committing or attempting to commit a misdemeanor. Committing or attempting to commit a misdemeanor. A misdemeanor offense with such force and violence that the death of or a great bodily harm to a person was reasonably foreseeable. But what would be, so the misdemeanor would be assault. So they would have to prove that the officer was assaulting him when she shot him with the taser in lieu of the gun. Because using the gun in lieu of the taser, which I don't know. This doesn't say anything about negligence. I think the first statute, so I'm going to have to write them both down. I think the first statute against her speaks about negligence, and negligence is more likely here than not. Um, 609, with 609.20s. Manslaughter in the second degree is negligence whereby the person creates an unreasonable risk and consciously takes chances of causing death or other bodily harm to another. By the person's culpable negligence, whereby the person creates an unreasonable risk and consciously takes chances of causing death or great bodily harm to another. They're more likely, if they put on a case, they're more likely to show that than I think they are to show that she committed a misdemeanor. This is not the same thing as in the George Floyd case, where that officer was actually um, putting his knee on homie's neck and keeping it there. It's a whole, this is a whole different ball game. This is a whole different belly of the beast. So yes, I will be watching this one intimately. It shouldn't be a long trial. It should not be, this should not be a long trial. And you know what? I will prep y'all for something. In court cases, right? The prosecutor, they will do jury selection first. Then after they do jury selection, they will go into as we seen, they will go into opening statements because it's just a statement. And the prosecutor will do theirs. The defense will decide if they want to do theirs at that time, but customary they do. And then they'll go in and start their case. And then when they rest their case, this is very important. The judge, the defense generally makes a motion that the prosecutor has not shown, they don't have enough information to support their charge, and ask for the case to be dismissed. This case right here may have more opportunity of having that happen than going forward as we've seen in the other cases. And the reason why is because these two charges, they have to prove every element of the charge. And I don't see where they have, for myself, first degree manslaughter, but they might have second degree manslaughter because it's negligent. Everything that she did, when you make a mistake and you work, when you make a mistake and you've been trained to do something properly, that is negligence. Anytime you make a mistake, it's negligent. Especially if you're trained properly. It's a different than being intentional, as we saw in the case of George Floyd. That officer intentionally neglected his role and had his foot on a homie's neck for a long period of time. So he intentionally did that. She shot within seconds. When you look at the transcript, it was within seconds she shot him. And if we go with her story that she used the wrong gun, right, that still shouts negligence. She's looking for a trial to say, don't find me negligent in what I did. This is somebody not wanting to accept accountability that you killed somebody because you was negligent. So maybe in the scheme of things, the old canvas of police involved shootings, you would never have went to trial on something like this. They would have been like, oh, it was a mistake, and let the person go. We've seen a lot of officers get off for less. So maybe she is the patsy in this case. But at the end of the day, you've got to, this is what's wrong with the police department and officers. You've got to be accountable for negligence. But the question is it payable? So when you're being accountable for it, you lose your job. That's one. But do you lose your freedom to go with it, or does the state just lose money because they have to pay for your negligence? That's why one of my proposals when it comes down to police reform is that in that police officers fund that they have, right? They should make police officers pay dues that support these type of cases, so a state don't go bankrupt because of the negligence of officers in their lifetime pay into this fund to pay for their negligence. um Interesting fact, she's now almost a 50-year-old cop um on the force. So at this point she was about 49 years old at the time. I don't know how long she's been an officer. I don't know if that plays a role into her negligence. uh the opposite of proving that she was negligent, or one of the factors that will support that she was negligent, is that she was actually the training officer. So how do you have the training officer make such an egregious mistake on um, such an egregious mistake is questionable at least, but we'll find out as the trial unravels. So I'm there for all the swimwear. No, I'm there for all of the bells and whistles associated with this case. Um Remind me to have another live where we talk about this motion in limine, because I think that that plays a role. We will be intricately listening to see how they refer to Mr. Wright, Dwayne Wright, in or Dante Wright in this case, if they're going to refer to him as a victim or not, because that was a big issue in the case of Kyle Rittenhouse. People were upset and indignant that the judge ruled that you could not call the people and the deceased people, the complainants, you could not call them victims. So I want to see how they approach how they label the deceased in this case. um but I started to think about it, and I was saying in my head they probably had during their motion in limine discussions or section, they probably had some kind of motion that dealt with how these people would be called. And that's when you dealing with people's character. So I think that might have had a lot to do with it. But we'll see what happens here. Anyway, that's what I'll be up to in the next couple of days. Tonight, tonight, I will be doing a Zoom watch party for the documentary on DMX. So look in my community wall for a link to that. It will be at around 9 o'clock, 9ish. Yeah, let's do 9ish. 9 o'clock. I'll put it in my community wall, the DMX watch party. All you have to do is register, come in on a Zoom link. We go right into the video, the footage, and that's it. Depending on how long it is, I might then go live to have a discussion about it. How does that sound? So let me see how long the video is. DMX. Boom, 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 boom. Hold on. I thought I had that open earlier. I need to put my checkbook inside my bag because I need to use it today. Okay. Boom, 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 boom. What am I looking for? DMX. I thought I pulled that up. Here it is. Let's see how long the video is. It is 1 hour and 22 minutes. So it's fair to say from 9 to 10:30. So I'll probably be live at 10:30 to do the discussion if anyone's interested. But I'll discuss that with the folks that watch it, and see if they want to go live afterwards. If not, I'll come back and discuss it on Wednesday. Anyway, this is Mo, and I've got to go. Enjoy your Tuesday. Oh, hey, Glib, I see you in the room. This is Mo. I've got to go.